You know, before this big, complex, beautiful, and expensive Winchester 1886 sidetracked my efforts, I was well on the road to pulling the trigger, as they say, on one of these, the Marlin Model 1895. Simple, elegant, and relatively inexpensive. But that deal never happened. Now, today I've got one of those rifles, and it's on loan from a friend of mine named Keith, and he's graciously going to let me feature it in a few videos. And Keith's rifle? Well, it's got a story to tell, and it's a rags to riches story, and I'm going to tell it like it is. And I think you'll find it both helpful and interesting. Hi, George here, and welcome to Tales from Target Suite, where I'll share my perspective on guns and shooting, and we'll spend some time at the range, and every now and then we'll reconvene out in my shop, or back at the farm in Louisiana, where I'll build some fun projects, and we'll share an adventure or two that'll make even a grown man smile. Now, Keith warned me, and this is the rags part of this story, that this rifle would not reliably cycle around into the chamber. Now, Keith bought this rifle used, and ever since he's gotten it, for the most part, he's been using it as a single-shot rifle. And today, we're going to talk about the root cause of Keith's problem. And, oh yes, if you haven't already, please hit subscribe. And then if you click on that little bell, YouTube says you might get notified every time I upload a new video, usually on Tuesday. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to break out a fixture that I made that showed me the relationship, the functional relationship between the Marlin hand lever and the carrier. And it's in that exchange that we found the root cause of Keith's problem. Okay, but first things first. While I get ready to take this rifle apart, let me just show you what the problem looks like. As I cycle the hand lever, you can see that the carrier comes up, but then falls prematurely before the round can get into the chamber. And then here's another view showing how the bullet gets jammed underneath the extractor claw on the bolt. And all I have to do is back off the bolt a little bit, and that round goes right in the chamber. And so it's actually hanging up on the face of the bolt. Now, let's get started taking this thing apart. It's just like the same disassembly procedure as there was on the Marlin Model 336, which we did last week or week before, I can't remember which, but anyway, it's very simple, a very simple process, unlike the Winchester 1886, which is extremely complex. Somebody did a lot of grinding here on the carrier rocker, on the rocker hook, and they even actually marred the actual carrier itself here. It looks like they did some really crude grinding to get this hook ground down. And so what we did is we ordered another carrier. But why did the guy do this? And then we discovered the problem is really right here. It's on this edge of the hand lever itself. Now, I did one of the major boo-boos on trying to make a YouTube video. I got ahead of myself, and I actually took the burr. There was a really significant burr here, and I took the burr off in all of my excitement to see if that was what the problem was, and sure enough it was. But then now I can't demonstrate exactly what was happening, but I'll just tell you that that it was a burr right along that edge that was the original problem. And because of that burr, whoever did this assumed that the problem was with the rocker hook, not with the hand lever. And so just getting a new carrier did not solve the problem. It took the application of just a little, where's my camera? A little application of a little bit of stoning right there, not very much, because that's still a sharp edge, it just doesn't have the burr. And at the end of the video, I'll show you how smooth even that sharp edge runs across that carrier hook. That was the original problem. Now, let's put it back together with the hand lever having been modified. We'll use the new carrier, which has been unmodified, and we'll see if it will cycle around like it's supposed to. Okay, the rifle cycles. Now let's find a round and we'll put in there. Okay, here's the real test. Let's put some rounds in this beast and see. Boy, it is stiff, because with all the problems this rifle has had, it has not been cycled very much. And so there's still some pretty good sharp edges and all of that. But let's see what will happen now if I cycle this. See if it'll actually cycle around. Okay, looks pretty good to me. Okay, Keith, we've got to do something about those sharp edges. It sure does scratch up the brass and ding the bullets. And there it is, looking very much like the Marlin Model 1895. And the function is, as you know, you open the hand lever. That snap is the hand lever going past the hook on the carrier rocker. And then as the hand lever is closed, the carrier is raised, a round is inserted into the chamber, and then the finger lever returns the carrier to battery, just like that. Now I'm going to turn it around and I'll show you the engagement of this surface right here, the one that had the burr. I'll show you the engagement of that surface with the carrier, with the rocker, or the hook on the carrier rocker. I hope that showed up on camera. And so there it is. That's how the hand lever and the carrier interact. And boy, when they ground off this hook right here, thinking that was the original problem, that was certainly a huge error. But the problem was always right there on that sharp edge. Well, it took a little bit of doing, but we did, I think, figure out what the root cause was with Keith's failure to feed. And so now I can't wait to get this rifle to the farm to shoot it. 6.5 pound 45-70 versus my 10 pound Winchester 1886. This one ought to be an extra dose of fun, if you know what I mean. Now, not only am I going to take this rifle, but also Ron's Marlin Model 336 that you've already seen in some of my videos, along with my own Marlin Model 1894. All three of those rifles are going to the farm for some fun stuff. And I hope you'll come back and join Target Suite in the next few weeks as we head back to the farm. It's going to be quite muddy when we get there, I can promise. But I think it's going to be fun. And I hope to get to spend a week or so there and get 2 or 3 or 4 videos done for you. And so, you know what? If you're this late into a video, you've got to be a YouTube pro. And I appreciate that. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, because that really helps the channel. And a thumbs up is good. And if you share with a friend, I wouldn't complain either. So thanks anyway for watching. And I hope to see you in the next video.